Okay, technical difficulties. For some reason, my camera stopped recording in the middle of all that. I was starting to describe the truck. I am driving a 2019 Ford Ranger. It's stock. There's no lift or anything on it. The only thing I've done was added 265 7017 Cooper Discoverer STT Pro mud trains. I didn't like the stock all trains that come on these trucks, and I wanted something more aggressive, especially since it's June, and although it's been in the 80s and 90s in Texas, I'm going to run into snow in parts of Colorado and higher elevations, so I want a good tire that's going to be able to dig through anything I might get myself into. Especially since I don't have a winch or anything on this. But the truck is equipped with the Yakima rack and tent, and camping gear. I mean, that's about it. Some LED off-road lights, the Yakima rack and tent, and some good off-road tires. And we're going to see what the 2019 Ranger does. I've already been out to Overland Expo, excuse me, a couple weeks ago, and on the way out and back, I hit some forest roads. On the way back in New Mexico, I discovered some sand dunes and got to blast through the sand for a while. So between that and all the miles I'm about to put this truck through, going across the Trans-American Trail all the way out to the Pacific Coast, I think if there's a weak link in the 2019 Ford Ranger, I'm going to find it. Hopefully I don't. We'll see. Stay tuned. So the sign is gone, but this is where the Trans-American Trail enters New Mexico from Oklahoma. Just turned off of a dirt road back here on the left. It's going to follow pavement for a short period, then you get back onto a gravel road. But it's interesting because the Trans-American Trail, this section of the Trans-American Trail also overlaps the Santa Fe Trail. This is the first gravel road of the Trans-American Trail in New Mexico. And unfortunately, as you can see ahead of me, I'm going to be running into a storm. But all the same, it's still pretty exciting to finally be on the Trans-American Trail. Driving across the plains like this, it makes me wonder about the early settlers. You know, when they moved west, their wagon trains, just going across these plains, especially seeing the storm out in the distance. Where the fuck did the road go? I just went through a downpour that included hail and then flooding. And at one point, I thought the road ended at some rancher's house, and it was almost like a little narrow drive that went in behind his house and continued down this road. So if I wouldn't have been looking at it on the GPS, I would have sworn that I dead-ended at somebody's house. When you see roads like this and there's grass, a lot of grass around the road, especially in the middle of the road, that always makes me nervous, because to me that says this road doesn't get used that much and it may not have an outlet. I'm glad that I had these Cooper Discover STT Pro mud tires, because this road's worse than it looks. It's pretty soft now, and I'm not sliding on it very much. The tires are really digging in and keeping a grip. A short while ago it was 83 degrees, now it's 53 degrees. Don't really know why they chip and sealed this part of the road, but I wish they would have left it gravel. Yay, more dirt. I believe this is called Long Canyon Road in New Mexico, heading towards Colorado. This is a very interesting road. It's very rough, very rocky. It's just a dirt road. It's a cliff. It's a long way down. And there's definitely no room to pass if you meet anybody. And just to give you an idea of how far down it is, it's kind of looking out over the valley here. It's been raining. I'm just ahead of the rain. But if it starts raining on this road, it's really going to make it challenging. Not that it won't be able to make it. It's just going to make it a little bit more fun. Now, if it was raining, this would be a mess. And this is why I ride on mud tires and not all terrains. I would be slipping and sliding everywhere with all terrains. The temperature is amazing. I think we may have just crossed the state line back there. Where those two metal poles were on the side of the road. I think we might have actually crossed into Colorado. It's amazing how many just old abandoned homesteads that you find out here. I could just imagine how fun it would be to drive down this road after this rainstorm came through here. I mentioned earlier about the early pioneers moving west, taking the wagon trains west, going across the Santa Fe Trail and the Oregon Trail. This right here, I think, really gives you kind of the feel for what it was like for those people. Because even though we're on a dirt road, those trails were kind of like a small, two-lane or two-track dirt road. But just like now, there's just nothing in sight. You don't have any houses or farms or anything around anywhere to be seen. It's just open country. I feel like I could just really pull off anywhere here on the side of the road and just sleep for the night because there's just nobody out here. Imagine coming out here for the first time and staking your claim on a piece of land. I'm not sure how, this area, how people got land back then. I don't know if it was like the land rush, when people could just go, claim a stake of land, and as long as they stayed on farmed it so long, it was theirs. But it'd definitely be pretty amazing to be able to do that now, to be able to come out here and say, you know what, I like this land, I'm going to farm it and make it mine. I seriously feel like I'm going to take 1,000 photos on this trip. I'm sure I took a couple hundred just today. But I mean, come on, look at this view. I mean, pictures don't do this justice. More rain ahead. I've actually been pretty lucky. There's been a lot of storms. I got caught in one really hard downpour with hail, and the road was flooding in some areas. But I've actually managed to squeeze between these storm cells somehow. So I've been kind of blessed, I guess. Alright, I have made it to Trinidad, Colorado. I started the Trans-American Trail in Oklahoma at the New Mexico state line, and it's pretty much been nothing but dirt and gravel roads since that point. The dog apparently thinks he still needs to navigate. Alright, I made it to Trinidad, Colorado. I started the Trans-American Trail in New Mexico at the Oklahoma border, and it's pretty much been all dirt and gravel road since then. I think I passed a total of 4 vehicles between the Oklahoma border and Trinidad, and now I just need to find a place to sleep for the night. See you in the morning.